Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gray Man Gaming. Thank you for joining me on the Monday. Yeah, it is the Friday, Jedi Mind Trick Friday version of Dreamlight Valley. You know how that goes. If you've been here a while, you know how that goes. We kind of pretend, we use the old Jedi Mind Trick and pretend that it is Friday when it is actually Monday. It kind of eases you into the work week and the beginning of the work week. And that, my friends, is today. So happy Monday, really. In reality, it's Monday. Oh, it has been quite the weekend, just full of stress. We had now listen. Let me tell you before you even start. All right, this is Dreamlight Valley video, yes, but Monday and Wednesday mornings I reserve for just chat, just talk. So if you're coming here looking for how to cook, something, or if you're, how to do a quest, those videos are on here. They're on the playlist. All right, they're on the playlist, which is also where this is as well. But there are other videos here that deal with the actual game itself. This is just the platform, the environment that I use on Monday and Wednesday to do a chat with my subscribers and see how it's just it's a friend being friends with everyone else, asking how you guys are doing, telling you what's going on in the life of Gray and what's going on in the world. Chatting about movies that are coming up, chatting about YouTube stuff, chatting about video games, anything under the sun we do on Monday and Wednesday morning. So if that's not what you're interested in, you don't want to talk or chat with us or whatever, you can stop right now and, go watch some other, it don't matter. The point being is that I'm telling you right now, this is more of a chat kind of talk video as opposed to, because I get some people, they say that I'm about Dreamlight Valley, right? Well, I'm warning you, and I usually do warn you that it's not specifically, it can include things about Dreamlight Valley. Like I'm going to tell you in about 2 seconds that the star path is ending in 9 days. Hey guys, the star path is ending in 9 days. There you go. There's your Dreamlight Valley info for today. We might go look at the store if we have time, but we have a lot to get to today. I got a lot to talk about, so let's get to that. The weekend. We had to replace a water heater this weekend. And what a freaking disgusting, rotten mess it is. I do not like plumbing at all. I mean, we had to replace a water heater. Now, it's not even the fact that it's a pain in the ass to replace a water heater, okay? The fact being is that the water heater is in this closed off, closet that you haven't seen in 100 years, right? And it's walled off and closed off. And so we open this area up and there's this giant spider husk that is there. I mean, it's the biggest spider I've ever seen in my life, but it's not actually the spider, it's its skin. And if you've never seen a grown man cry, you should have been in my house this weekend, because I was like, no! To have that giant thing somewhere in my house, I mean, we cleaned that out, we sprayed insecticide in there. I just am like, never do I want to see, so I guess it's called a wolf spider. I never want to see one of these things alive. I mean, so I don't know where it is, but I closed that thing back and cleaned it out really good, because you don't get in there because it's the water heater. It's not part of your routine. There's cobwebs in there and all that crap because it's just not part of the the normal part of the house. So I was not a happy camper, man. I was like, oh, big nasty. No, I do not like spiders whatsoever, even small ones. So I'm not a spider fan. So I'm a Spider-Man fan, but no, yes, you get what I'm saying. So what else is going on this weekend? We have a lot to do. Allie has got, it's her busy time of the year. She's a nurse at the hospital, but she also has a side business, and her shows are coming up straight through till Christmas. So we have one on August the 2nd. It was one that the season kicks off, and we have been straight out. And we've been talking about YouTube, so I'm going to get into this because it kind of leads right into what I'm talking about. YouTube. I don't know about YouTube anymore, folks. I mean, I've kind of become a little, like a little iffy about YouTube lately. A little ambivalent maybe, and a little bit put off by YouTube, and I'll tell you why. And I've talked to Ali about this. I've talked about, maybe it's time to move along and do something else, and because they just had this, YouTube just kind of passed, they've always had this kind of, like, stipulation that they are going to start to monitor the videos that get monetized and that they allow on YouTube. And because here's the deal, AI is killing YouTube. Really, it is. AI is really doing in YouTube the way that it did Amazon, the way that, people are selfish. A lot of people ourselves. I'm trying to use clean words here because if I wanted to use other words, I'd say that they're greedy pricks. But that's what I was aiming at. People will try to line their pockets no matter what. It doesn't matter who they take down. It doesn't matter what they interfere with. They look at number one. They look at putting money in their pockets, and that's all they do. All right. So you have these people who get on the AI and they say, oh, I can make videos, AI videos, without doing anything, without lifting a finger, without caring about my subscribers, without caring about the people that, that are involved. All I need to do is, I can do a faceless AI, and it won't use my voice, it won't be me, and it will take from someone else. And just change it a little bit. So they do that. And one of the prime examples I'm going to use is every freaking asshat that copied the story, the tragedy of Michaela Raines. When that tragedy happened, everyone forgot about Michaela Raines and her cause. They forgot about what great things she did, the lives that she saved, and they concentrated on her tragedy. And it was everywhere on YouTube. Every asshat came out of the woodwork, and there was reproduction of the same video over and over again through AI. If you listen to half of those videos, they're all AI generated. This was my cat, this is a save up. You could tell they're all AI. So this is what happens. People will take their greedy ass and they will make with AI 10, 15, 20 videos within a small amount of time and upload them to YouTube and flood YouTube with their stupid videos that absolutely just copy someone else. That's why you see 1,000 things on the same subject, because asshats like this do not care. They just want your money. They want to get the views, and it's working because views are going down for people because the YouTube algorithm does not know how to handle all of these things, so it spreads it out. People are not getting the views that they used to get because there's too many. It's flooded. It's saturated with all these AI crap, of videos. And, and believe me, I love AI. I use it. Ali uses it for, for her side business. We're pros at it, but I will not use it to generate a video. I'm here in person talking to you, giving you my opinions. And my opinion is it's not so hot for YouTube anymore. And I've discussed with Ali about leaving YouTube, about, it's just not worth it anymore because no one is getting the videos. And my whole idea of having a successful YouTube channel is for the dogs. And that's the only reason why I stay. I got to be honest with you. That's the only reason why I stay is for the dogs, because I would feel guilty if I left and just they had one less voice to help them, right? One less voice in their corner. And I will not give up because of that. I will still make videos and hopefully things will change. It turns out on July the 15th that YouTube has started cracking down on these types of videos. So people who make unoriginal videos that are mass produced, YouTube is cracking down on them and not allowing them to be monetized anymore. Doesn't mean they're still not gonna like flood, but there's no incentive for it. So people, so it's being cracked. So we're gonna see how it goes. I myself, I'm gonna keep on making at least a few videos a week, doing what we do. Ali, we have a lot of work to do in the next, half year. I mean, half of 25 when it comes to our side business, and and I have to tell you, it's a lot more lucrative for us. It would be a lot more. I don't look at the money aspect of YouTube. Never have, never will. I don't. All the money is put into contests, is put into pledges, is put into donating to animal causes. We don't see, but our side business and our careers is where we survive. It's what we have to survive on. So it would be so easy to go into that and try to kind of wean away from YouTube, which I have done a little bit this past few months, but I've also had to deal with surgery and healing and all that stuff. So, and there's really no games out right now that are interesting to play. We have Nintendo, but Nintendo has 2 games out right now, and really it's not something that I'm really wanting to put on my channel right now. There's only so many times you can drive in a circle on Mario World and have fun, and so I've decided that I'm gonna use the summertime to go into and do and get my my summer gaming fix, my summer squeeze I call it, through games that I've wanted to play and just haven't had time to play, and that is The Sims 4. The Sims 4 has a brand new expansion, and I have put out 1 video for that. I'm going to put out more. I think it's fun. I love The Sims, and it's just a place that I can go and experience a whole new world, kind of like Dreamlight Valley, and have fun and talk and chat and just see what it's kind of like. I think I compared it to watching the sea monkeys that I had when I was a kid. If you haven't watched the Sims video, that's how I explained it. It's like the sea monkeys I used to order out of the back of comic books, and you'd put, you'd get them in, and you'd watch them, and then so it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that experiment where you're watching your creatures, your Sims, grow, expand, have families, and so the sea monkeys never really fared that well, but still, it was just it's kind of a light comparison. So that is what's going on there about YouTube. We're gonna see where it goes. AI, it is a double-edged sword, and much like on Amazon, where every asshat that could control ChatGPT was on there with, writing or not writing, just creating, 10, 20 books, like in a matter of days, and then self-publishing them on Amazon. While that's fine, it ends up flooding Amazon, and then creates this saturation, this kind of false saturation that where like other authors, real authors, people that use their time and their imagination, like myself, were suffering because they were getting lost, right? They were getting lost in the slush piles of all of these crappy, AI stories that really didn't make sense. And that's what's happening with YouTube, and the same kind of, and I know you've seen them. If you've been on YouTube for any amount of time in the last year, you've seen all the AI videos that are, I mean, you'll see a lot of them on the same subject and just rebranded under someone else, and they keep popping them out. That's people just trying to be, cheap and lazy and not really make any content. They're just retelling the same story over and over again. And if you want any kind of of idea, look at the tragedy of Michaela Ray. That's why I don't put her name in any of my video titles or anything like that if I talk about her, because I'm not going to be part of that. I'm not going to profit off of someone's tragedy. She was a beautiful woman who did beautiful things for all of these lovely animals, and I respect her to the point of where I will never want to profit off of that. Her life meant more to me than a YouTube video. So to all the people who are profiting off of her, F you. Seriously. All you disgusting people that are out there with her name written across your YouTube videos, F you. The only person that should be doing this is her foundation, her husband are the only ones that should be profiting off this. You scumbags that do it are just freaking ghouls. That's all you are. You're ghouls. You're profiting off someone else's loss, so screw you. That's how I feel about that. So that's the end of the talk about YouTube. We're going to keep on keeping on for the dogs. I'm going to keep on keeping on because, hey, I love you guys. I do. The people that come in here. But I have seen it, with the contest. There's a lot of people that used to come in, and I think they just come in for the, to win the money. And then once I told Ali, I said, we're going to run a test. I'm going to stop paying out money and see how many people hang on. And a few of them have gone away. You don't see a lot of them anymore, of the old people that were around every time I announced a contest or I announced I was giving away money. You'd see them come. But then with the minute that I haven't really done contests, slowly you see them kind of fade away. So I don't know what's going to happen. I have a lot to do this summer. I'm planning on doing a contest with The Sims 4. I'm going to be playing that a lot in between because there's nothing else to play, nothing else to do. So we're going to test that out, but we're going to give it a few months. Dogs will always be the number one priority of here. Let's talk about dogs, okay? Let's get on a new subject. We have Superman. Superman has brought in globally $400 million to date. Very good. I've seen it. Love it. I mean, not the best movie, but I love the concept. James Gunn has said already, he has been told about the increase in dog adoptions that have happened because of crypto. Crypto is based on James Gunn's own adopted dog, and James Gunn called it the greatest blessing because of the increase in interest in adopting dogs because of crypto and his story. Actually, one of the people, they were doing an event for the Superman movie in Miami at a screening of Superman, and there was the event was hosted in partnership with the Best Friends Animal Society, who brought several adoptable dogs to the screening as a nod to crypto's prominent role in the movie. And one of the actresses that is in Superman, she plays the engineer, and you'll know her if when you see her. She's a baddie in the movie, but at that screening, she picked up one of the dogs, at the adoption event, and she adopted it. She brought it home. Isn't that amazing? Oh, what a beautiful person. Her name is Maria Gabriela Di Feria. Thank you so much for doing that. What a beautiful woman. I'm telling you what a beautiful woman. She did adopt a dog at that event. And it was fantastic. And she said that the pup that she named Jude already runs her house. They have a way of doing that. Oz has done that here. You know, he's a card. So that I thought that was a fantastic story. Superman is doing well. Speaking of doing well, Lilo and Stitch has passed the $1 billion mark in the global box office. That's amazing. So that's the first one to do it in 2025. So congratulations to Lilo and Stitch. Speaking of movies, Ali and I are going to be going to see the opening this week of the Fantastic Four. I know I have had my reservation. Let's say my reservations about the Fantastic Four, but it looks fantastic. It really does, and I really have come. I don't like the fact that Pedro Pascal has been put into the role of Reed Richards, but I'm looking at this from a different point of view. All right, the multiverse, the Marvel multiverse. If you remember the TV show Loki, when all those Lokis came, they even had like an alligator Loki. If you remember that, okay, you know that the multiverse has different iterations of these characters. Same thing with Spider-Man. If you look at the Spider-Man multiverse, you've got Spider-Ham, you've got Spider-Man Noir, you've got Spider-Man this, Spider-Man that. All these different Spider-Mans from different universes all come together. So that's how I'm looking at at this movie. It is set in the 1960s. It is a different universe. So I'm looking at this as one of the, my perspective. I'm looking at it as one of the Fantastic Four iterations with Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, where he could be a different person in another universe. We could look at like a different universe and see the more traditional Reed Richards, right? So that's how I'm looking at this movie. I can't wait to see it. I mean, let's all be real. I'm going to see it for Galactus. I'm going to see it for Shia LaBeouf. Now, everyone's complaining because, Silver Surfer is a girl. We've talked about this before. Silver Surfer is a girl, but she's a herald of Galactus. She's just, one of the Silver Surfers that is meant to go around to find a world for Galactus to conquer. Her boyfriend was the original Silver Surfer, all right, Norrin Radd. So that, if you look at the history of comics, this is pretty accurate. It's not that everyone's saying, well, she's, they changed Silver Surfer into a girl. No, they did not. Shia LaBeouf is a legitimate character in the Marvel Comics, and they are using this as part of. I'm sure they're saving the original Silver Surfer for a story later on. So that's what I'm saying. I can't wait to go see it. Ali and I already have tickets to go see it. I think it's going to do pretty well. It might. I think it's going to do pretty well. I had my reservations, but now that I've kind of looked at it in that light, to the idea of you have to understand, you have to apply the multiverse to it to understand that this is the way it is in Marvel. Then it really works. It works. So I'm excited. Can't wait to go see it. Some people aren't really too happy with the idea of it. They think that there's a rumor leak that Pedro Pascal will be the new leader of the Avengers in the Doomsday movie. But he will eventually turn it over to Chris Pratt, to Star-Lord. But it kind of kicks to the curb the idea that Sam Wilson, also known as Captain America, is getting just sidelined to just regular Avengers member status. I mean, Captain America has led the Avengers, right? If you look at the past movies, he's led the Avengers, and now that they have these new movies coming out, they've kind of said, well, who cares about Sam Wilson now? We're going to use Pedro Pascal. And I thought, well, what about Sam Wilson? He's Captain America, for crying out loud. So we'll see what happens. That's the rumor. I'm not saying that's true. But of course, I think the biggest thing is about the baby in Fantastic Four. Now, if you don't know anything about in the comics, the baby of Reed Richards and Sue Storm is named Franklin Richards, and he, by all accounts, is one of the most powerful Marvel characters there is. So that's going to be interesting, and I think that's why, or what a lot of the movie, if you watch the trailers on TV, and they're everywhere, it says that, Galactus wants our baby. And that's the reason why, because Franklin becomes one of, if you've read the comics, he becomes one of the most powerful Marvel characters that there is. When I was a kid, when I was younger, I was reading all this. And could possibly destroy Galactus. So that's where I'm thinking the arc's going to be. I don't really know, but I can't wait to find out. I can't wait to see all this happen this coming weekend. We're going to go see it, and hopefully it's going to be amazing. Or it's going to be fantastic. What else do we have here on the agenda for... we have... this was so interesting. This will be the last story before I hit comments. Mia Zula, I hope that I pronounced that right. Mia Zula was an influencer who went viral at Wimbledon. People were watching her, people were this and that, saying she was beautiful, probably getting like all kinds of, all the guys out there were like probably giving her, marriage proposals, whatnot. She was at Wimbledon, kind of broadcasting on her. She was an Instagram model, and was at Wimbledon. Well, I hate to tell you, folks, but she's not real. She's AI generated. This is not a real person. I mean, she had all these posts of her sitting at Wimbledon amongst all the other people, showing her legs, showing her hair and her outfits, and all the guys and the girls were all going like crazy on her Instagram and gaga how beautiful she was. And she's not real. She's fake. She's AI. So y'all got fooled. I thought that was just hilarious. People are on there going, what? Yes, you do not know what is real and what is fake anymore with AI. Don't trust. If you don't know for sure, then always be skeptical, it's I kind of follow the X-Files line. The truth is out there, but you got to find it. And it is not with AI, I'm telling you. I mean, that to fool so many people into thinking that she was actually at a Wimbledon. There's some like sweaty old like fat guy sitting there behind the computer creating this AI girl, and and putting her at Wimbledon, and you guys, all these other men are like, oh, she's so sweet, I want to marry her. It's just ridiculous. So that is what's going on in the world today, everyone. So let's get to comments. Let's see what people are saying. Let's go to my videos and see. I don't think there's a whole lot here because I just answered some of these. I think I already put them up, but we'll read what's here. We have got, let's see. I might. Red K says I might eat toast for breakfast. Thank you, Gray, for that idea. Yeah, Ali made some beautiful French toast the other day. Oh my, it was so delicious. So good, and I still, love it. Brendan McBride says you can still buy sea monkeys. Really? You can still buy, oh man, I haven't owned those since I was like 8 years old. You can still buy sea monkeys. So we have some tips here. Go to the map to travel to other parts of that world. Okay, thank you, Brenda. I haven't played The Sims 4 in probably, a few years. So I asked people when I was playing if you had any tips for me, please leave them in the comments. So thank you, Brenda. You can tell them to sing or sing in the shower. Okay, awesome. Brenda says there is an apothecary shop and a fairy house in the world. You can use potions and interactions with the fairy home to replenish all needs. Thank you so much, Brenda. That is awesome. Thank you so much. And the potion you got as a reward would fulfill your needs. Thank you. I needed that. I'm going to be using that in my next video. Thank you so much, Brenda. See, I love that about the people who subscribe. They know if I ask them for help, they help. Very, very nice. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that so much. What's this one say? It says we got Michelle Williams who says, let me make sure this is an okay comment. Okay. Michelle Williams says on how to make a gem in Opal Road. That's an old video. Am I the only one who's annoyed that the gem in Opal Road is actually blue and silver once crafted? I took forever mining to get enough gems to build the road I wanted, and now I'm so annoyed. Yeah, I mean, it happens. It also I guess that happens, with a lot of the road. They don't look exactly as they do or what they say, but I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I haven't used a lot of the Opal Road anyway. So, let's see. We have a lot more of the Sim 4 stuff. I'm not going to read all these because Brenda has given me a lot of these. I can't read them all because it would take up so much time. But thank you, Brenda, for the tips. I will be utilizing these. I'm trying to read them as I talk here, and we'll use the last one that she said. Surprise for sure, Gray. I would have never guessed that you would be playing Sims 4. I have played it before. If you look on my channel in the history, or if you search my channel, I was playing The Sims 4 back, I think when Cats and Dogs came out, because it was part. I didn't really know how to YouTube back then. We're talking 2017 or so. I didn't really know how to YouTube. I was just throwing up videos and that was it. I wasn't using the tools that they have now. They had them then too, but I just wasn't utilizing them. I was just putting up up the video to see where it's where it's stuck. But and I was also doing the vampire expansion at that point, and so that's that happens where I have played The Sims 4 before. It is fun. I mean, I recall when The Sims was launched, like in the late 90s, I was playing it. The very first iteration of The Sims. But yeah, so I decided it would be fun to play for the summer, and maybe get just to have some fun. So we got Pink Rose that says, morning, Gray. Hello, Pink Rose. We've got Red Cave that says, maybe someone had an In-N-Out takeout bag near you. No, we have no In-N-Out restaurants in my area. Not one. I've never seen one. Maybe I saw it on TV though. Maybe someone had an In-N-Out takeout bag near you recently, or you just saw the place recently as you were driving to or from your destination. No, we don't have any restaurants in my area of In-N-Out burger, but I might have seen something on TV. You never know. Brenda says, I have the confectionery in my Disney park on EI. I turned it into an EI art gallery museum. Okay. Awesome. I like that building, and I think it's going away in the next couple days if you want to buy it, the confectionery. And Brenda says, hi, Gray and everyone. Hello, Brenda. All right, so I'm not going to post all of these tips. I'll save that for The Sims 4, but I appreciate the help, Brenda, so much. If I need more, I'll ask in the video. All right, let's get to the dogs because we are running. What are we at here? Yeah, we're at 34 minutes. Okay, we're gonna go to the dogs here really quick and the cats to see what. It's Monday, so it's always bad news. Mondays are horrible for animal shelters. So today we've got Morgan Fairchild's pledges. Of course, if you want to help pledge, please pick up a T-shirt or a coffee mug. I do have, I think, more coming out. Allie has so many things that she has from her personal shop that she wants me to put on here, and I keep resisting. I'm like, it has nothing to do with Great Man Gaming, Allie. And she's like, so what? You want to, it's for the dogs. It's not for you. So possibly if I can get them on here, I possibly will. It's kind of hard when you're, when you're dealing with another company, but we'll see what they say when it comes to putting Allie's. Allie's got some beautiful stuff. I'll tell you what. She got a lot of beautiful stuff, 3D printed stuff and everything else. Just beautiful stuff. I mean, we have a 3D printer and she does all that, and it's beautiful. Beautiful jewelry. Just name it. She's got a lot of stuff that she on her side hustle. I call her side hustle, and she goes to all kinds of shows, and they all start now through summer, through the end of summer into fall for the holidays. So that it's our really big season, and it's really like the where she does most of her business. So yeah. Anyway, back to the dogs. Morgan Fairchild's dogs. We've got Chewy at $105, Chelsea at $125, Shadow Puppet at $240, Aries at $268, Ace at $380, and Waffles at $1,161 for Waffles. That's a lot of pledges right there. That's a lot of money for this dog. But please don't adopt a dog just to get the money. All right, these dogs need homes. They need responsible owners. You can. These are, I believe, at NYCACC. Yes, they are. Please, if you want to be responsible, yes, you will get the money, but please adopt responsibly. They're beautiful animals. They are lives. They are, their lives are in your hands. They're in your hands, and we don't want to see them be destroyed. I'm surprised that all these dogs actually made it to Monday. Usually NYCC, those asshats end up killing a lot over the weekend, and they did. We lost one so far that I see here. He was abused and trusted people in the pound, and then they killed him. So that's what NYCACC is. They killed Junior because they're scumbags. They're not trustworthy. They're disgusting people. Sorry to say. It's not easy to say that about human beings, but they are the worst of the worst because they kill innocent lives. They destroy them. So screw you, NYCACC, you scumbags. We've got Marley. Marley is 11 months old, beautiful dog. I don't have any information on her, it seems. Let me see. Let me go down here. She's at Green Acres. Okay, this is in the UK. I'm going to post it anyway, but I don't know anything about the UK shelters, but I'm going to post her because she's beautiful. So, post it. We've got a 6-week-old female kitten. All right, we have a baby, a kitty, named Dino, 6-week-old female in Manhattan, ACC. She came in the shelter as a stray at 6 weeks old. How does a 6-week-old, poor little baby, out on the streets at 6 weeks old? We're going to post her. She's at Manhattan, ACC. Oh, pretty little girl. There we go. Her name is Dino. All right. We've got a bulldog with severe arthritis abandoned on BWLCH Mountain. I don't know where that is. 15-year-old Paul. Wow. Someone abandoned a 15-year-old dog on a mountain. You scumbags. Disgusting. Disgusting. Hopefully he pushed you off the mountain. I mean, come on. You don't do that to your dog. 15 years old. You, I'm just... never mind. It looks like it looks like they... Alright, they use this as a public service announcement. I guess they had to euthanize Paul. Paul had likely been suffering with severe arthritis for years. I'm going to read this just so... a vet check confirmed what they fear. He had likely been suffering, and someone just left them. So it says, after careful discussions with our vet team, the heartbreaking decision was made that the kindest option was to let Paul go. So I'm sorry, Paul, that humans let you down. So the end all of this whole thing is that they want, they have like a message for people. We want to remind everyone, and I'm gonna, kind of back this up too. If you're struggling to care for your dog, please reach out to your local rescue centers or support services. No dog or cat or animal should be left to suffer alone. Do not leave your dog alone if it's suffering. What kind of person are you? Man, be a better human being. Be a better human being. You don't leave something to suffer. You scumbag. Please. Jeez, have some... it just really pisses me off to see something like that. Another dog at NYCACC was destroyed named Chocolate. Screw you, NYCACC. I can't stand these people. What else do we have? Do we have anyone that we could actually save instead of listening to this crap about them? We've got Twilight. Twilight is number 8382096. She looks like a little cow. She's beautiful, black and white like a little cow. She is at Corpus Christi, Texas. She's at Corpus Christi. Let me get the info. They don't like to leave it here for me. But I know we have said it before, so we should have Corpus Christi info. Oh, come on. Why don't they just readily put... No wonder why people have a... Corpus Christi Animal Shelter is at 2626 Holly Road, Corpus Christi, Texas. And the phone number there is 361-826-4630. Please include her name and her ID number. That would be Twilight is her name. And her ID number is 8382096. That is for Twilight at Corpus Christi. We're going to do one more here named Chaco. He's also at Corpus Christi. He is number 8382108. Beautiful guy. And let's not forget, let's see. It says that for the entire month of July, adoption fees are free at Corpus Christi. I hope that's right. I hope I just didn't... Is that right, Corpus Christi? Yes, at Corpus Christi, the Summerfest Adoption Special, and I'm going to post that. There you go. For Twilight, for Chaco, are free. You can get these dogs for free at Corpus Christi. So they're beautiful. They would be a wonderful addition to your home. Responsibly adopt, and Twilight is this cute little cow-looking dog, and she's sticking her tongue out. I'm gonna put that on my on my X. So please remember to repost my X. You could win $25. I have another drawing coming up soon, so please repost. That's gonna do it for today, everyone. Please, I ask you, I beg of you to be the best human being that you can be. Don't leave animals on mountains. Don't leave 15-year-old dogs with arthritis on a mountain to try to fend for itself. How would you like your ass to be left on a mountain if you're, say that, you can't walk or whatever, and then someone just says, oh, let's just drop off, Tim on the top of the mountain and let him fend for himself because he's old and he can't walk and we can't deal with him anymore. Let's just drop him off on the top. How would you like that, Tim? I don't know who Tim is. I'm just using How would you like that, Tim? Don't do that. Don't do that to any living creature. You're supposed to help these animals, not hurt them. And what kind of What kind of person are you? If you've had a dog for 15 years, what kind of loyalty are you showing to your animal by doing that? You're disgusting. If you don't have a dollar, ask someone. I mean, you know, call your local rescues. They will help you. All right? Thank you so much. Be the best human being that you can be. Don't be as good as you're going to be tomorrow, but be better than you were yesterday. I want you all to go out there, volunteer at your local animal shelters, and have yourself a magical day.